All right, you guys, you made it. It's the end of January. This is week 4 of our brand partner boot camp. So, congratulations, each and every one of you. Or if you're checking out the replay, you made it all the way through, and we saved the best for last. I'm very excited tonight because we're basically going to wrap up everything that we've been teaching you the last 3 weeks with a big old bow on how to move forward to help everything that you've learned and everything that you're going to learn tonight build your business and build a stable business that can last through storms, that can last through people bowing out because maybe they just realize it's not for them, that can last through all of that. And that's one of my favorite things about Amari. But we're going to take just a couple minutes before we pass it over to Ainsley just to share a couple of stories and examples from our own businesses on how placement, that's what we're talking about tonight, is placement. And if you're like, what is placement, Anna? Like, I don't understand this. Trust me, by the time we get done with the Zoom tonight, you're going to have a clear understanding of what it is and how to utilize it to build your business. But I'm going to pass it to Kolaiah first to have her share a little bit about how placement has made an impact in her business.
Thank you so much, Anna. Yeah, so this is like, I'm going to be speaking kind of from somebody who was brand new to network marketing. Like, I had zero experience. As you guys know, I shared a little bit about my story. So I very much am coming in like familiar with where you guys are, some of you guys are coming from, like trying to understand, okay, what does placement mean? Like moving people and all of these different things that in the back office can seem overwhelming. I just want to like encourage you, one, take a deep breath, because Amari has made it like this compensation plan. It isn't actually as complicated as it sounds. Once you have it explained to you and once you kind of can play around with it, you'll realize like, oh, this totally makes sense. As far as building up not just someone else's business, which placement, like placing people does that, but also building up your business as well. And as you move through the ranks, you'll kind of understand that it takes a team effort. It takes, if you are in here trying to build a team, placing people strategically is going to really be something that will propel your business to the next level and help you. So each month you're not like hustling and hustling because things are falling right into place. You're helping others build their business, and then you're helping your business grow as well. So for me, that was like something that I learned kind of quickly. I was attracting people who were also wanting to make money in this business. And so I had people here. One thing I will say is Amari makes it so nice that they give you 30 days to do that. So I was like nervous, like I have to move people immediately. You don't have to feel like that. You kind of want to take the time and step back and see, like, does this person actually want to do the business? And so for me, I had a few people jump in with me right away. And then I was kind of like stuck. Well, now what do I do? And so, one instance in particular, and this was like kind of when I very first started, I had a lot of people, a lot of brand partners join me, and I'm like trying to figure out where to move these people. And I had so much help from my upline and leaders, and I wasn't afraid to ask for help too. So if you're in that spot, please just like don't feel like you need to know exactly where to move people and what to do with the back office. Ask for help. Book a call with your leader, your upline, and say like, hey, I want to learn how to put people in a position that's going to build them up and then in turn build me up too, because that's how you're going to move through. That structure is what you need for progressing through the ranks of the company. And so that's exactly what happened. I talked to Kara, my upline. I talked with Chelsea, and I've done this multiple times. Even like a year into the business, I'm like reaching out to Chelsea, being like, I need help placing people. Like, here's kind of the idea of what I think they're going to do. This is kind of the energy. Where's the best place to put them in my organization? And she just like laid it down for me so seamlessly that I was able to help somebody with their business make it to like the first rank of brand builder. And that was so exciting for me to like let them know, like, hey, this is how I moved some people around. This is how it's going to impact your business. I'm so excited for you to be able to work with them. And then for others, it's like maybe their energy or kind of their personality works well together. And you can say, okay, I'm going to put these two people together because it really works. And then they start gelling and vibing, and their businesses are growing and they're helping each other. So that's just a small snippet of like, for me, don't overthink it. And if you don't understand, please ask for help. That's like my biggest advice, especially if somebody who's new, is just ask for help because it will benefit you to build others up as you're building your business as well. And that's kind of the goal, right? We want it to be something that's sustainable in the long run. And this is how you do it. You do it from the very beginning, and then it'll work its way up. And then each time you're going to be like, it's like laying a foundation and then building off of those. They call them legs for a reason. Like you want to have a solid structure, right? And so learning right away how to do that is really going to set your business up for success in the long run. And Paige, am I going to you next?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to throw it to Paige then because Paige has some stories about hers as well.
Oh my goodness, you guys. So placement was totally new for me. In my previous business, we had 3 days to place. And once they were placed forever. You cannot foresee what somebody's going to do with their business in 3 days. You can sometimes see within the month sort of how things are going to look for them. There's some people that 3 months in decide, okay, I want to start going with this, but giving that 30-day window is really, really helpful to just see because some people do hit the ground running. And in a particular instance, I had somebody, and I look at placement kind of like a little bit of a reward, right? Like you're showing somebody who's putting in the work, like, hey, I'm here to help you. Let me help you succeed more. And so I had somebody who was consistently hitting 5 for 5. In fact, she was a top enroller in all of the Happy Collective for months. And then I had somebody else join me. And I wasn't really sure what she was going to do. And I just thought that she would do well. And so, because this person was doing well and this other person I believed could do well, I actually placed her under said person. And that just took off with volume. But here's the thing, you guys, is Ainsley will get into more of the details on placement, but it is just volume, right? So what happened was this girl who was doing very, very well with her personal sales started wanting to actually build a team because she looked into her office at the end of the month and she was like, oh my gosh, I could have been gold this month had I had my brand builders. And I was like, yeah, you can do that if you want to. And it actually lit a spark in her to make her want to go out and find her brand builders and go and do exactly what we're going to train you guys on tonight about building brand builders all on your own. But she was able to do that because she had the volume. So something that's really cool with placement is you can structure it so that you're helping someone boost their volume, but at the end of the day, it's up to them to find the brand builders, to find their bronzes, to do the things with their directs that help them get to that next level. You're just giving them a leg up there, but they have to do some of the work too. So it gave her the opportunity to not just be so sales focused. And then she went and in the same month, not only, so the following month, after she saw her volume and everything at the end of the month, she was like, okay, what the heck? What am I doing here? I need to start looking for brand builders. The following month, you guys, she went silver, she went gold, and then she went platinum, all in the same month because I set up her volume for her to feel like this isn't so hard for me. And she was like, I'm already enrolling. I'm a top enroller. Why don't I maximize on that? So she started talking about the opportunity more. And now she's one of my biggest leaders in my organization because I set up her placement. So I just want to leave you guys with that as well, that like you could have somebody who's all about customer sales and placing people under them can really boost them into a more leadership perspective. Like, oh, okay, well, now I actually want to talk about the opportunity. I want to build my team so that I can have those builders, those bronzes to get to leader, etc. So I wanted to share that because it was just so, so cool. And she is just always like, thank you so much, because not only did this person help her with her volume, but every time she makes a sale, like they've actually become good friends because of this, right? So it allows you to really see people working together on like, because our team is our team, right? But when somebody's placed under you, like it's just an added layer of like, okay, we're in this together. And there's actually people on this call where I was like, um, I really think you guys would work really well together. right? And they were just in similar sort of seasons in life. They were both first-time moms. And I was like, you know what? You're putting in the work. Let me give you a little upper hand with this and add somebody into your organization volume that's going to help you feel like, okay, I have a bit more confidence in this, right? So it really does help to have that because now they're like working together, even though they're under me per se, they're actually working together and she's supporting her a little bit more. And even though she doesn't have any active brand partners herself yet, she has somebody who's active under her and it's helping boost her confidence in finding her own brand builders and brand partners, etc. So I just love that about this. And it's just something to be said that like this is also new to me. Like in my previous business, this was not a thing. And I want you guys to know if Amara is your first ever thing, if it's your first ever network marketing thing, this is unheard of. Everything you guys are going to hear tonight from Ainsley is totally unheard of how much we can help our people succeed through placement. So I'm really excited for you guys to dive in tonight and just see sort of how it all works. But anyways, I wanted to share that. It was really cool.
That's awesome. I always believe fire burns up. And so placement gives us the ability to put a fire below somebody and allow that to burn up, inspire people. So just I'll quickly share my little thing about placement. In one of my previous companies, we didn't have placement. And in order to reach any of a higher rank, you had to have between 9 and 12 star legs, which would be equivalent to like a bronze. So if you could imagine 9 to 12 bronze legs of business in order to reach what they would call diamond in that company. And I could see with placement how to get there, but we didn't have that kind of thing available. And so what ended up happening with a lot of our businesses, because some people are really strong at recruiting. I was a really strong recruiter, and other people are not. But so what happened is that a lot of our businesses were very, very wide and not much depth because, not everybody was recruiting like I could recruit. And if you don't know this about building a network marketing business, wide and no depth is not stable. There's no stability in that whatsoever. When you look at building a legacy, when you look at building a business that you can walk away from or you can get sick and not have to work or show up for a week because you're taking care of your family or you're sick yourself or you're on vacation or whatever, you need that depth. That's what provides stability for that paycheck and for your business. And that's what placement gives us. So, speaking from a business owner standpoint, having the opportunity and the ability to spend 30 days with a new brand partner and decide where in my organization is going to be the best fit for them. And knowing that me placing them somewhere gives them more opportunities because I'm giving them my support, but then I'm also giving them somebody else's support that I think that they could mesh really well with, or that I have an up and coming leader that I know, maybe just needs that somebody to lead. I have somebody in a different time zone, and if I match them up with a time zone that's going to be more effective for them, they can communicate with that person better. But at the end of the day, it builds depth within your business so that, heaven forbid, but somebody quit. If you have placement there where you've worked with people, that leg continues on. The whole leg doesn't fall apart with your business. And so, whether you've been in this industry for a while or this is your first experience with it, know that that's the goal here. The goal is to build depth within your business so that you have multiple things going on. And that it eventually can become that thing, that legacy that you can leave or that you can spend time to walk away from. Because, I mean, that's why I'm here. I'm here to make money so I can take my family on vacations. And guess what I don't want to be doing while I'm on that vacation? I don't want to have to work while I'm there. I want to be able to spend time with my family. And so I'm really excited for you guys all to learn more about how to maximize placement for your business, especially as you march towards silver, gold, and platinum in the months to come. And so I'm super excited. All of you guys know Ainsley. She's our presidential diamond. She's absolutely amazing. We're so grateful that she's on with us tonight because she has been under the weather. And so make sure you show her lots of love in the chat. But she is the queen of placement. She has helped me in my business. Especially once I was able to enroll my husband, use placement to build an incredibly stable foundation for this. that has weathered storms already. And I will throw in, I enrolled with Ainsley, and she placed me with Chelsea, and that was like the best placement ever because Chelsea and I would have never known Chelsea otherwise, and I would have never known a lot of you guys on this screen had I not had been placed there. And so having both Chelsea and Ainsley as upline and people that I can look to for some support and mentorship has absolutely been a game changer for my business. And so I will shout from the rooftops how amazing placement is. But Ainsley, I will pass it to you. We are all here to soak it all in. So I'll leave it for you, friend.
Thank you. I think you might just have to make me a co-host or something just because I have a little presentation. Or maybe I can share. One sec. Oh, I can. Here we go. Okay. I just sent a request to whoever's Zoom this is.
Did it allow you now?
Paige,
I just
Okay, got it.
Yeah, you got it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So all three of those stories were absolutely incredible. And one of the reasons why I absolutely love the placement aspect of Amare, just because it allows you to have depth in your business, like everybody was talking about, and it allows you to also help your teammates rank advance, help them with their OV, help them, just like Anna said, how I enrolled Anna and placed her under Chelsea. It's when you do it in a way of, hey, I'm looking at it as who is this person going to best work with in their business and who are they going to jive with the most. Then you have, this person that you're bringing into this organization, because there's no benefit, guys, to having, enrolling 30 people or enrolling 3 people and leaving them on your top line to expire and just having them up on the top, right? Because let's say all 3 of those people go brand builder at one point, which is 1,000 in volume. Like 1 month of somebody having less sales than 1,000, now you don't have that structure, right? So I'm going to go through as to why that's important and how you can do that. But it's such a nice, I say flex. I think this is so long ago, but in Chelsea and I's past company, the one that we did 10 years ago together, I'm pretty sure we had 24 hours to place. And I also think you had to email in, or maybe I'm making that completely up because I'm hallucinating. But I'm pretty sure that you had to do that. And again, how are you going to know what somebody's going to do? And how are you going to help your people within 24 hours when you're making such a fast move like that, right? And then in my last company, you couldn't move anybody. So anyways, tonight we're going to get into structuring for success. This, you guys may have, I took from an old presentation that I did, and I tweaked it up a little bit because I know this is kind of like a sprint to silver boot camp, as Anna had mentioned. So we're going to just kind of deep dive into how to get to silver. But for those of you who don't know what placement versus enrollment is, placement is your sponsorship and enrollment is enroller, okay? So your enrollment is like, I am the enroller and I enroll somebody and then I place them under somebody else, but I keep enrollmentship and that person has placement over them. And then let me just move this thing a little bit here to this side. Okay, so placement, again, when somebody is placed under you, their volume counts towards your next rank. When someone is placed under you, that person's rank will not count as a qualifying rank for your structure unless you hold both enrollment and placement. So in Amare, what you can do as well, I know that this is a placement call, but just talking about the extra way that you can take it, you can also give up enrollmentship of that person and have them count towards structure in the business, which is like, it's amazing in itself too. But for example, if you enroll somebody, you place them in someone's organization, I could give up enrollmentship kind of in that same move as well, as placing them, or you can just leave them in there for placement. But when you leave them in there for placement, everything that they do for rank advancing counts towards your own qualification. Okay. So you're helping 2 organizations at once, which is such a flex in this business, because you honestly truly get to a higher rank, to a higher place to make more money by helping out your team, which at the end of the day is what we're all here to do, right? We're all here to make money. We're all here, but you can't do that if you are not able to place people in organizations. So the fact that you get to do that and do it within 30 days is amazing. So it means that Susan and her upline now get to share Kate's volume. Kate's volume counts towards both Susan and her upline's organizational volume, but Kate's rank will not qualify towards Susan's structure requirements. So just like I said before, if you place somebody in a different organization in one of your legs, that placement will count towards organizational volume for you to help you rank advance, just like Paige was telling the story about her girl who got super inspired by the OV that was transferred, placed under her. But she had to go do the work and get the brand builders and work just as hard, because it's not going to qualify her for ranking, right? Because that's not an active leg under her. It's just volume placed. So the enrollment, the rank qualification counts for the person who holds the enrollment. So when somebody, goes, let's say brand builder, bronze, silver, and they are placed somewhere else and they, go those ranks for you, you would get the trip points for them. So you guys see in the Path to Paradise on the back end and builder, all the different points that you can accumulate and get from. You can get them from personal enrollments, you can get them from rank advancing, but you can also get them from your team rank advancing, your personal enrollments rank advancing. That counts towards that too. But it will not count for the person that it's placed under. That person will just count for OV. And then when you hold enrollment of a person, you hold enrollment of that entire leg. That means that if somebody's fourth level in that leg hits the rank of bronze, it will qualify for your rank advancement to leader, which is another huge flex in this business as well. So let's say, oh my gosh, my voice is so terrible. I'm sorry. Let's say somebody goes silver, okay? This is getting super technical, so let me know and I can go way more in depth if this doesn't make sense. But let's say that you are a leader leg, okay? Or no, let's just say you're a silver leg. Let's make it easy. You're a silver leg, you need 2 brand builders, okay, under you. Let's say that those 2 brand builders also have brand builders under them, but the person that you enrolled isn't qualified that month. They're not commissions qualified, so their PV is sitting at 0. So they're inactive and you enrolled them. But the person under them is active. They have 1,000 in organizational volume. They have their 100 PV. If your person stays inactive, they will actually roll up to you to count as a qualifying leg for you on month end. One second, I have to cough. Which is absolutely incredible. And I never want anybody to rely on that, but it's also amazing to know that the system kind of, knows, or Mare knows that, like, hey, you're working with all of these people. This person could be placed, this person could be given up for enrollmentship. But, months happen where people don't have the personal volume. Months happen where they do not become commissions qualified. And you're like, oh my gosh, now I'm going to lose rank, or I'm, whatever that is. The person under them, if they're commissions qualified and they've held that brand builder rank, that you will maintain silver. So I think that that's amazing. And then obviously, like I said before, trip points go to the person with direct enrollment. So like the girl said, you have 30 days to place somebody new in your organization. Something that I like doing is waiting until, 27, 28, 29 days before I move somebody, because one, you want to get to know them, right? You want to get to know how they learn. You want to get to know, what their needs are. And then that's when I make a decision, because there's never like, I don't, and like Anna said, there's no benefit to building a wide business all on the top. You want to build depth. So everybody that comes into the organization at some point gets placed, right? To build depth. But in my mind, I'm placing so that that person is getting the benefit of both myself and somebody else. And I know that they're going to jive together and work together amazing, right? Because you want it to benefit the other person as well. You never want to place somebody in an organization, and them not know about it, because then they wouldn't know, that they can benefit from having two mentors, which is like the best in the world. So 30 days, and I usually will, look at it and see and work with them for the first like 27, 28 days. And then I'll make a move based off of, their personality and kind of what they're looking for. This is also in built boards. One second. This is in boards, but you can screenshot it if you want. This is just what you need to get to each rank and legs required. I used to have this on my lock screen for the longest time, just because it was, especially if you're coming from a past company and you need to understand like a whole new comp plan, this was kind of just like an easy way to understand how to get to each rank. So you can screenshot that if you want to. And then why place somebody but keep enrollment? So you can share someone's volume with another person in your downline, but they can count as two separate legs for your structure requirements. Example, Sarah enrolls Kate and Susan and keeps enrollment of both of them. She places Kate under Susan to help Susan with her volume. Susan hits gold and Kate hits silver. They count as two separate legs for Sarah. So again, we all told you guys the benefits of placement, but there's another example as to how they will both help and benefit in your organization and in their own organization. So, what's the one after this? Brand builder. Okay. So was supposed to be the last slide, but that's fine. Actually, I'll come back to it. Okay. So brand builder. So how I break down brand builder to somebody. So for brand builder, you need 1,000 in organization to volume to reach the rank of brand builder. If it's you personally needing to get there, focus on your 5 enrollments and then duplicate that with helping a brand partner you sign get their 5. Okay. So if it's you yourself needing help with getting to brand builder, always focus on getting your own personal 5. And let's say you have a brand partner that you recruited during that focus on 5 enrollment. Now you teach them to get their focus on 5, and now you have 1,000 in organizational volume, right? Let's say 3 out of the 5 people that you recruited for your focus on 5 were brand builder or brand partners. You duplicate that with them, and now you have like 1,500 in organizational volume, right? And the way that I break this down to people, because people look at the number 1,000, 3,000, 5,000, they look at that and they're like, I could never do that. But you guys, Happy Juice and most of the packs on the Amari website are 100 in PV. We get paid on PV, we rank advance on PV. So 10 orders of Happy Juice gets you to brand builder. If you did 10 orders, if you sold 10 packs in a month of Happy Juice, you're already at brand builder, right? For the next one, for silver, you need 5,000 organizational volume. I remember like every single time I enroll somebody, they're like, I will never do that. I will never do that. And I'm like, you need to break it down and know actually like how achievable that is, because I know the overall number of 5,000 seems like such a far stretch, but it's not. When you break it down and you know that you need 50 orders of Happy Juice in your whole entire organization, how many people is that getting their 5 for 5? You guys can put it in the chat if you want to. Helping duplicate the focus on 5. This is why the focus on 5 is so important for rank advancing and duplication in an organization, because focusing on it will create duplication. You don't want to get to silver by yourself. Nobody wants to do that by themselves, right? You want a team effort. You want to work with people. You want everybody who you bring into your organization making money. So you need 2 people at 1,000 in volume each. So you need 2 brand builders. Okay. Let's say that you have, somebody let's say that you have somebody in your organization that has 600 in OV, And then you have somebody that has 400 in OV, right? And they're both in your placement suite. You can move those people under each other. So that 400 spot goes under the 600 spot. This is my next slide just talks about how getting with your enroller is so important because it's very different for everybody. But you can basically add, that 1,000 in volume up together by meshing those two people together and placing under them. Okay. You never want to do this if it's going to make your overall volume or your outside largest leg all messed up, and this is why it's so important. This is why I kind of love the way that the Amari compensation plan teaches and kind of helps you rank advance, because it's not just, hey, this is the road. There are roadmaps. There's roadmaps that you can make, but it's roadmaps that are personalized for each person and what they are, teaching, and what they're good at. But there's literally no right or wrong. And this is why, like Kolaiah said, getting with Chelsea, getting with Kara, talking about, where these people should go. And there's never a right or wrong, time to do that, because it's very different for everybody. But you can, move people together and create a brand builder leg. It helps somebody else out. Maybe they just need a couple more orders, and you have those orders in the placement suite, but it helps them get to brand builder. It helps them, be encouraged, but it also helps you have your leg for silver. So two people at 1,000 in volume each, right? So you have your two people at brand builder. You have to make sure that your outside largest leg volume is at 1,500. Okay. So if you have let's say, we'll use Paige's story as an example. She had somebody who was her top enroller. Let's say that she had, I don't know, 3,000 in volume. I'm making it up, but let's say she did, right? She moved her out of her placement suite under somebody else. And now that person has, now that person has shared volume of that 3,000. And now she only needs the brand builders. So the two brand builders come in, and now you have 2,000 in volume plus the 3,000 in volume under you, right? And if the two people that are over here that are personally enrolled to you, they have 10 orders, you go and do your focus on 5. Now your outside largest leg is at 1,500. Okay. So your 1,500 is taken care of with your two brand builders plus your own focus on 5 enrollments. It's also taken care of if if those people have more than 1,000 in enrollments too. And then, that person that has the 3,000 in volume is now that largest leg to them, but it's not somebody that they can use for rank advancing. But that's okay, because you just need 5,000 in organizational volume and two people at 1,000 in volume each. So many people look at the actual qualifications in themselves, like for presidential diamond, right? You need 4 silvers to get to the top of the company. It starts at diamond, goes all the way to the top, presidential. 4 silvers to get to the top. You're not getting to the top of the company with 4 people at 5,000 in volume. You're getting to the top by, having an in-depth organization. You're getting to the top by having duplication within those 4 people and building on those silvers, because silver is the building block to reaching the top of this company. Silver is the building block to reaching diamond, right? And don't discount yourself just because you're not silver right now, or you don't see yourself going silver, because I promise you, once you kind of break this down and once you focus on not the actual number amount, but the amount of maybe happy juices or packs that need to be sold, it becomes so much more simpler. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's simple to be able to be like, I need to, sell 50 happy juices amongst my entire organization this month. Let's say you have 10 brand partners working alongside of you. They all get their focus on 5. It's like done. You just need structure, right? So that's silver. You guys can unmute and ask questions after if you don't fully understand. But that's silver, and the brand builders is what gets you to silver, the two people at 1,000 in volume each. And those people can also be stacked under each other as well. So best practices, this is not a black and white process. Lean on your upline. This is why I say I love this part of the compensation plan, because there's so many people who are like, give me a script or give me a a roadmap. Like, just tell me like where to place these people. And it's not about that. It's not about just placing them the fastest that you get them in, right? And placing them somewhere just for volume. You want to make sure that it's the best possible move for you and the person that you're placing under them, right? Because you want them to be able to lean on each other, you want them to be able to work on each other, and you want the person that you're placing to be able to lean on multiple people. So this is why I say lean on your upline, because your upline who's enrolling you knows, their way around the placement. They know their way around, the compensation plan. And if they don't, they'll go to their nearest upline and they'll ask them for help. And you just get on a Zoom and you figure out where they best will work together. Because if you start placing people all over the place and you don't know if they're going to work together, or you don't tell them, or whatever that is, like, there's no duplication process there, and you're creating more work for yourself. So, and like I said before, work with what is right in front of you and be strategic and take your time, utilize the 30 days. So I said, I love to wait the 27, 28 days, and I make moves around that time, because you get to know people, their personalities, what they need. So utilizing the full 30 days is amazing. I hope that they never change that. I know that they don't have plans to, but I love that aspect of it, because you can truly kind of sit back and just like work together, and see, where the best place for them is. And then make sure that you're always considering outside largest leg when placing. Once you place, that leg can become the sponsored person's largest leg or contribute to their OLL. So what that means is that when you place somebody out of, your placement tree, and you place them under somebody else, and let's say they have, a larger amount of volume, maybe the person that they're placing under, has 100 in volume, and you're placing now somebody who has 900 in volume under them. That person that you're placing now becomes their outside largest leg, that 900. So now they have to, when they go to rank advance, they have to make sure that they're, getting what they need outside of that 900 in volume. So you just have to make sure that, like, once you do place that person knows now that they could potentially be their largest leg, depending on if however their placement looks. So that's all I have for you for that. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll check the chat. I'll take this off of stop screen sharing, and let me know if you guys can come off mute if you want to. I feel like my voice got better as the time went.
It sounded great.
I have actually a question, or I actually know the answer to this, but I was thinking if you could explain it, because once you get to silver, you can open a spouse account. Can you maybe just go over how cool it is with placement when it comes to a spouse account as well, just so that
Yeah.
people can understand that that's like just another level and layer that we have access to as a silver?
Yeah. So, like Paige said, when you reach the rank of silver, you can open up a spouse account. So you have access to 2 focuses on 5. Like this month, when we have a promotion, you have access to 2 focus on 10 promotions, almost $2,000 Canadian, or US, sorry. And when you open up the spouse account, there's no, rule as to how many people that you can place under them, or what, that can look like. You can place a lot of people under them, but it's building 2 incomes for your family, essentially. So, the roadmap, or I showed you guys how to get to silver. You get there, you can sign your husband up, your spouse, your boyfriend, whatever that is. And now you can be placing people in their organization as well. So you get to silver. Now your next goal is to be obviously helping the people under you get to silver, but also helping your spouse get to silver. Trip points, extra trip points, when they rank advance, the trip points go to you. They also get trip points. You can earn the trip for 2 for yourself, for your spouse, and bring extra people. The other thing is you kind of double dip on the the MMR ranks, so the minimum monthly reward, the $1,000 at silver, $2,000 at gold, $2,500 at platinum. You have those for 6 months. Your spouse also gets them for 6 months. So there's so many benefits to opening up the spouse account. If you wanted to build a business here with your spouse's account, you can do that. If you wanted to just open it up and get an extra focus on five every single month, so it's a total of $1,000 coming in for your family, you can do that too. But there's literally no negative to doing that. It's the best. It's the best. A lot of companies out there, like honestly, I'm gonna say like 90% of them will not let you open up a spouse account. And so the fact that Amari does is incredible because you're just kind of double dipping the comp plan.
Thank
Is
you
it
for sharing that. Because, yeah, I was like mind blown about the spouse account thing and how like placement can also benefit a spouse account too. Like it's
Yeah,
just,
the same thing that goes for you is the same thing that goes for them. The only thing that changes is that moves can only be made to a spouse account within 7 days. So keep that in mind. You don't get the full 30 days for a spouse account, you just get the 7. But the cool thing too is you can also give up enrollment of anybody as long as you place them within the 7 days, 3, 4, or 5 months later. If your spouse needs somebody for that, the actual structured leg and they're under them for volume, you could give up enrollment 3, 4, or 5 months later as long as they were placed within those 7 days. So there's just so many things that are amazing about the comp plan. But again, this is why I say like get with your upline, and because it's like you literally just can't know it all. But there's so much different strategy to it, which is awesome. Yeah,
So
you
good.
just create them as a brand partner account, just like how you would sign up, except for obviously you're the enrollment. And then you sign them up direct to you. Spouses also cannot be moved. They have to stay on your top line. So that's the only thing that they don't let.
Lacey had asked, and maybe you've answered her question since talking through it, but she had asked, what is outside largest leg mean? And you had shared a little bit more after that, but Lacey, I just want to make sure that your question, that you understand the outside largest leg.
Yeah, so with Amari, we have a 70-30 split, which means 70% of your volume can come from your largest leg. And then 30% of it comes from your outside largest leg. So, which means is let's say you have a leg under you that is, doing the dang thing and just skyrocketing, and you guys are working together and the duplication is happening, in that leg. You just have to make sure that 30% of your volume is coming from outside of your largest leg in order to rank advance. So that's what it means. Like that's what I say, like 5,000 in organizational volume for silver, but 1,500 of it has to be outside your heaviest leg.
Do you guys have any other questions?
I have one more. But again, this was mind blowing to me. The fact that like in my previous company, we had two legs. Like that was it. And you would like figure out how things worked. And like you said earlier, you can have people on the same leg and it still help with your structure if they're direct to you. Whereas like they needed to be on opposite legs in order for you to rank advance at my last company, which I just thought was crazy. But Ainsley, how many legs can you have in MRA?
Like as many
How
as you
many?
want.
Yeah.
I thought that was a trick question. I was like,
Well, some people don't know that. And it's just
yeah,
like absolutely mind blowing that you can just continue to build these strong legs and all
yeah,
over. And I just thought that was crazy because
yeah,
yeah, when you go from only getting two and having to like really be strategic of where they're
yeah,
placed so that they can go in that
yeah.
business, it was bronze too. They could go bronze, so you could go diamond. Like it was stressful. And then in order to like qualify, which by the way, you guys, we don't qualify here. Like you get to the end of the month, and if that's the rank you are, that's your lifetime rank. Whereas in a lot of companies, you have a qualification period where you either need to match the same thing from the previous month or hold it for 6 weeks or whatever it may be. So that's what I love about this is like, that's why I wanted you guys to have your minds blown tonight. Cause I'm just like, there's literally nothing like this anywhere. Like, it's just so
Yeah.
cool. So I wanted you to
Yeah.
do that because I remember I got on a call similar to this when I first started. And you said that we have unlimited legs. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? So thank you.
Yeah, no, it's so awesome. And just like Anna said, building depth within those legs too, really helps you out in the long run. And I don't mean going and trying to place, 100 levels down or anything like that. I just mean like building depth as in like 3, 4, 5, 6 levels down at the max so that everything kind of just like flows up. It helps everybody out. But like she said, you could go on vacation or you can get sick with the flu for 48 hours and not show up on Instagram and go MIA and nothing happens. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna choke. But the other thing too, what Paige said, in my previous company, you could not like you guys know that here when you place somebody too, you know how we have that what's it called? I'm the worst. Baby brain plus being sick, it's like the worst thing ever. But it's when you enroll somebody and within or not within their first 30 days, but you enroll somebody and you make the weekly pay off them. Can somebody help me out with what that's called?
Oh, the new customer bonus?
The new customer bonus. Okay. So that is something that's so huge too, because when you enroll somebody and you place them in an organization, you're not giving up that new customer enrollment bonus. You're not, because they're still enrolled to you. So they're benefiting somebody else, but you're not giving them up. Like in my last company, when you enrolled somebody, you had to enroll, if you needed somebody elsewhere, you had to enroll that person with the other person. You could not enroll them and then place them elsewhere. So what does that mean? You worked hard for this enrollment and you deserved it, but you had to place them somewhere else if you wanted to rank advance and make more money, which means you didn't make money at all. The other person did. So with this, when you enroll them in, you're not only helping the other person with their organizational volume, like everybody said, but you're also keeping all of the perks that you would get. There's literally zero benefit to keeping somebody. You want them to work with somebody else. You want them to jive with somebody else. You want them to have another mentor so that they can lean on both of you guys together, but you still get to keep all of the perks, including the customer bonus. So your weekly pay isn't dinged or anything like that. And it's just incredible.
Does Amari know how amazing they've made this? Like what?
I know,
Wow.
let's not talk about it too much. So
I know. I don't want to change anything. That's awesome. All right. Any other questions for Ainsley?
I do have a question. Um, I have no voice either. I've been hit by the plague this weekend. So, how do you get someone to want to be a brown partner?
Well, it depends how long you've been in it for, right?
This
So
is like I'm on month 5.
and have you enrolled anybody?
2.
Okay, I think that that's amazing because it took me about 9 months to enroll somebody in my company 10 years ago. But then the more people see how valuable you are with information with the products that you stand behind, the more people see you talking about the focus on 5 bonus. Like let's say you haven't even made $500 yet, but are you confident in your ability to help somebody make $500 because of the roadmap that Amari has come out with? Are you showcasing that on social media about how confident you are about the comp plan and how you can help somebody make money and come in and make money? Just things like that. The more you show up, the more, and people, it's a broken record, right? Because we all say the more consistent you are, the more it's going to pay off, but it truly is. And I feel right now, with social media, like 10 years ago, it was the hardest to build a business on social media because all of the apps were so new. There wasn't stories. There wasn't, benefit to, being able to like actually talk to people. You just had your little square or you had your Facebook post and nobody knew your personality, right? And now people can get to know your personality so much more quickly. So if it was me and I just like when I started here, I was out of the health and wellness portion of the business for 3 years at that point. I was in makeup previously and hardly did any sales at all. I know I was just doing it for fun. So I truly had no idea like what was going to happen when I came here. And it was the energy behind sharing my story and I come like showing up every single day, sharing my story multiple times a day. Also, the information that I was giving, was it just on a graphic or was I actually like talking about it and being, super like informative and kind of knowing my shit, right?
Yeah, like I've had people that are already like really happy with the products, and I'm like, would you want to do this? And they're like, no. So it's like,
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, you've enrolled too. So they're
and my other one wants to sell now, and I want to place someone under her, but I just gotta find this person.
yeah. Yeah, and you will. You said it's been 5 months?
Yeah, I started at the end of August.
Okay. Yeah. You will. Trust me. You will. It took 9 months for my first one to come. And when it came, I was like, okay, I don't know what to do, but let's do this together. So you work with those people that you have now, with the focus on five,
And I
getting
always have to talk to Kolaiah because I don't understand the comp plan at all. And like
that's
my
okay.
VP doesn't understand it at all. And she seems to think that our bonds makes more sense. And I'm like, but then they always have to qualify, and it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense to me at all. So, but she
No.
seems to understand it because she's been in there longer.
Yeah. I mean that's real. Like I feel like people who have come from Arbonne understand the Arbonne compensation plan, but anybody outside looking in, it's the most complicated compensation plan in this industry. I'm not even joking. It's so complicated. So, I don't know anything that we can do to make it not feel so complicated for her, though I'm all for helping out with. Was I if I this question about being new to network marketing like 10 years ago, you mean? Or when I started at Mari? Yeah, I was. Yeah, I actually joined Chelsea Taylor in our company 10 years ago. And she came over, oh, okay, when we started Amari, no, but I was definitely feeling out of touch with the health and wellness side of it. So I felt very new, if that makes sense. I hadn't been in health and wellness in years at that point. I didn't really know much about the health and wellness products because I had been out of network marketing for a couple of years before joining the makeup business that I was in just for fun. And yeah, Chelsea started with me here, but 10 years ago I started with her. That's how we knew each other.
Any other questions, you guys? This is your time. Like, you get to pick like the queen of placement or any other questions. I mean, you have Ainsley on the screen. You might as well. Like anything you want to ask her.
Sorry, one sec, I'm gonna cough.
You're good. All right. Well, if you guys don't have
Okay.
any more questions,
Sorry.
go
Sorry.
for it.
I have one more. So I was on the January call, and I listened to Ainsley's story about the hormones.
Yeah,
And I am just about to go, like, I'm going off the pill.
yeah.
So I have like stage 3 endometriosis. Um, after about a year and a half of trying to get pregnant again after my kid, I said, this is enough. I'm going back on the pill. I can't handle my life. So I'm really excited to see how this works for my hormones because I tried taking Ignite with the pill and I feel like it didn't do anything for me. So I was talking to Clay and she's like, it's probably because you're on the pill.
Yeah.
So now I'm super scared to go off of it, but also super like excited for the changes. But where I wanted to get at is where does the Mood Plus come into the Happy Hormones pack? Like, do you need it if you're taking Happy Juice?
Well, it does different things because I think that Happy Juice is amazing at regulating cortisol, but Mood Plus is like if you have very deep cortisol issues that have started affecting your thyroid, that's when you would want Mood Plus. And I bet you all of us on this call have like trouble with your thyroid at some point that can fluctuate so much with because that the cortisol hormone controls the thyroid. So if anything, it's not like taking too many probiotics, right? When you take like Mentibiotics and GBX Fit together will cause, maybe constipation or whatever. The Mood Plus is a great addition onto Happy Hormones, or sorry, Happy Juice, because of the cortisol benefits. And the Mood Plus can regulate your thyroid faster than Happy Juice can.
Okay, because I don't have any issues with my thyroid. It's been
Yeah.
checked multiple times, but I'm going on GBX Fit, Ignite, and the Happy Juice.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. And did you say that you're coming off of the pill?
Yeah, so it might
Okay.
take a while.
Yeah, it could take a while, or it could take up to 3 months. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
The Yeah, taking Ignite with the pill is kind of useless.
I feel like I just threw money away.
Yeah. Yeah. But if anything, though, it primed your system for what Ignite can do when you're off of it, though. So if anything, you might not even need the full 90 days. It could happen much faster. A lot
Okay.
of people have said that.
Thank you. I was really inspired by your story. So
Thanks. When that when when that should I go for Mood Plus or Ignite? Do you mean when you should take Mood Plus versus Ignite?
I mean, like, I know I have like a really high cortisol levels right now,
Yeah.
so I've been in Happy Juice, but now I'm in Fit as well. But Fit actually kind of like it says that it reduces your bloating, but for me, kind of like made me bloat a little bit for the couple of first months.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm now ready to try another like product. So I don't know if I should go for the Mood Plus or Ignite. Mostly for like I'm unable to lose weight. I was in a really hard situation, like in an abusive relationship. So I know I have a lot of cortisol within me. So
Yeah.
I don't know to which one go
I
for.
would I would go for Mood Plus first. Just because it's going to be, if you need extra help with cortisol, I would just do that automatically. Unless you have issues with your cycle, there's no point to really take Ignite. So unless if your cycle's coming every 30 days, you're ovulating, like all of that stuff, you don't really need to take Ignite. So if you're just doing it for stress, I would be doing Mood Plus. And then keep in mind too, like a lot of people, and this was the same thing for me, a lot of people will experience bloating when they mix the biotics together. It's so many probiotics for your system. So when I don't take GBX Fit and Mentasync or Mentabiotics, my brain's going. Mentibiotics and GBX Fit like in the same day ever. When I was on both of them together, I noticed the bloating and I noticed that GBX Fit like wasn't doing the same thing as it did for me in the beginning. But in the beginning, I was on just GBX Fit and Edge plus Ignite. So I wasn't on mentibiotics at all until a few months into my journey, I think 4 or 5 months into my journey. And then I dropped because it was just too many probiotics for my system. So keep that in mind. And if you do, ever want to try GBX Fit again, try them, like take mentibiotics away if you feel like you can do that for a week or two and just see if GBX Fit can like do its thing. Or if you really feel like you need the stress benefits from antibiotics, just stick on antibiotics and don't do GBX Fit. But I would get Mood Plus.
Thank you. I didn't know about that one. So I'll try. I have just came last week my new fit.
Yeah.
So let's try that to see if it actually works because I was worried. I remember I told Paige that what's going on with my feet. I think it's not working on me. But yeah, so I will do that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Awesome. Okay, well, I'm gonna wrap up and get you guys to your homework because we're right at that hour mark and we don't want to keep everybody too long. So Ainsley, thank you so much for this evening and for your time and for sharing all of that. This make sure you guys show her love in the chat. Or if you're watching the replay, make sure you send her some love and tell her thank you and how much you appreciate her. So let's talk about homework for this week as we wrap up the month. So obviously we want you guys to close out the month strong, but also free enrollment's coming. And so how can you take everything that you learned and then be able to maximize placement here either at the end of the month if you've had brand partner enrollments this month, or how to move forward in the months to come to maximize on that placement and the things that you learned tonight. So here's your homework for this week. As you close out the month, obviously you're going to be talking about GBX immunity, but we also want you in your stories and through your content to be sharing about this business. But not sharing about this business and inviting people to enroll. Obviously, if you have somebody that's like ready to enroll, don't stop them. But just talking about just different aspects of the business. What, maybe things that you've earned, maybe like if you've earned a focus on 5, or if you've earned your perfect 10 for this month, thank you. Um, or talking about things that you've learned by being in this business, or the ways that you've been helped, or the places that you've grown, the community that you have. Talking about those things this week, and then at the first of the month, because the 1st through the 15th, it's free brand partner enrollment, making a call to action to invite people to join you. Because here's our goal for you is next month, when you hit that free enrollment, that your first 5 enrollments next month are brand partners. That by the 15th of next month, you have 5 new brand partners that have joined you because you got passionate about sharing this business and this opportunity with other people, because you showed up in your stories and you shared all those amazing aspects that are involved here and being part of this team and being a part of the Wellness Collective and the Happy Collective and your individual teams and all the stuff that's provided for you. I don't know if you've caught wind of it tonight, but no other places have this. Like no other companies, no other teams have the things that you get and the opportunities that you have to truly, truly build a legacy. And so that's our homework for you. Get into your stories this week and talk about this business. Talk about the community, the growth, the things you learned, the things that you've earned, and then hit the ground running and invite people to join you. And here's the vision of that. If you enroll 5 new brand partners next month in February and you use placement, you can create a brand new brand builder leg. And then you repeat that again in March, and you repeat that again in April. You now have your 3 brand builder legs that you need for platinum. All the rest is just about the numbers. Or you do that in February and maybe you already have a brand builder. Now you can go for silver in February. You just need the numbers. And you do it again in March. Now you can go for gold in March because you have the structure that you need um, to get to that rank advance. And then it's just numbers after that point in time. And you're helping so many people in your organization. So that's your homework for this week. We are so excited for you guys. What's coming next? Because it's not going to end here. Like, we just love you all so much. We've loved working together. We want to see you guys just continue to blossom and bloom and excel. And oh my gosh, y'all, if only you knew what was coming next month. Like y'all are so lucky. We are so lucky here. Like you are here at just such a beautiful time. Wait till y'all get to February 5th and you see what's coming, because it's just going to blow your mind. But so we have a lot of exciting things coming for you because we want to help you guys continue to build your business. We want to help you continue to grow in your leadership and personal development. And so look for an invite from your leader about some things to come. Kolaiah Paige and I are going to put some things in place also to help you guys build your business, to help you plug people in to new brand partner calls, to help you plug people into business opportunity calls. Let us do the heavy lifting for you. You go out there with your passion and your excitement and share your story and share about this opportunity and these products, and we'll help you take care of the rest. And so I just want to thank you guys again so much for taking the last 4 weeks out to join us here. If you're watching the replay, thank you for carving out time to watch a replay. Sometimes that's not easy either. And we just thank you so much. We appreciate you guys so much. We're so lucky and blessed to have you as part of this team and to be able to work all together as cross lines. So thank you all so much. We love you, and we hope you have a wonderful evening. And this has been so much fun, but this is not the end. So God bless y'all. Bye.